Hey folks, how you doing out there today? Remo back. Things are going pretty well for me. And today we are getting the first look at the Gauntlet Map 2. And as you can see, we're going on a snow adventure for this one. Right now we're just out in John Hot Rod's new F450 mod that's come out. We're running the crawler suspension 4, so the tallest one, red line tires, trail rider suspension, or not suspension, gearbox and winch, all that stuff, engine. So everything's set up fairly, wouldn't say OP. This is a pretty big serious truck. I really do like using the red line tuned tires for these maps with a bit of rock crawling and stuff in them. They just have a little more realistic friction there. Right now, this little area we're looking at is just kind of roughed in. Picture a little more rock crawling and stuff. What I've done here is you can use a distribution which allows you to paint stuff. That's how I do a lot of the trees and bushes and that. So the rocks are just kind of randomly generated on this. I am going to do some hand-placed rocks along this trail to give it a little bit more snow crawling. Should be a bit of fun. I might make the snow a little bit deeper in some areas and using the hard and soft snow setting in it, so you're gonna have a bit of variance that way. We're gonna be heading down. The main part I've completed on this map so far I started with was a cool little river crawl that we're gonna go through, and again I haven't placed all the rocks in it, but I figured it was time to let you all know which way I was headed with the map 2. These maps generally, the last one probably took me, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks to build because they're pretty small areas. A lot of the time is spent just placing rocks and doing the mud. Because it's such a small map, on the first one I tried to make it a little more focused on, again, different mud depths and nice placement of rocks and all the little stuff that way that's going to make the map play and feel a lot more realistic. Now, I was thinking some of these hills were going to be a little bit steep in game, but I'm kind of liking the challenge, and once I think I deepen up the snow a little bit, it's a little bit light in here. Not going to make it stop the truck deep, but I want to have some deeper sections and some snowbank, kind of play around with the depth of it that way, but I'm kind of liking the challenge here right now. Again, this truck, I wouldn't say it's set up like super OP. I didn't use the cheater tires that are just crazy, but it's a pretty capable truck, we'll say, and it's making fairly light work of this so far. This map in general is going to have a lot of hills, a lot of cliffside trails, smaller trails with not super heavy rock crawling, but a whole bunch of it. This is going to be a section where I'm going to do a little more work along the side of the river, but you need to cut back over to the road on the other side, so you're either driving up the river like this, and right off the bat I didn't get quite enough mud in it. The ground feels fairly solid. I'm not going to make it stop the truck mud, but I want to have some deeper spots and make it a little bit softer. Pretty happy with the depth here. Let me know what you think on that. This is a fairly tall truck with this suspension and tire setup, but for the most part it's going to be a fairly drivable river with deeper spots, and this is kind of what I'm going for right now. This is literally the first time I've driven up this river, so it's just kind of off the top of my head and a guess what I put in there. Probably add some hand placed model rocks. I've put some of those distribution paintable rocks in along here too and kept them small for a little extra bouncing around and up and down in the riverbed, but I do want to add in some placed rocks to give this a little bit more of a crawling feel. All in all, for the first little shot here, I'd probably spent maybe 3 hours messing around with this so far. Probably not even that much. So it's more of a quick look, show y'all what is coming for map 2. So again, this is going to be hooked up to the Gauntlet map 1. I would imagine the next map after this is going to be a desert theme with some challenging run through there. Same idea, it's a full-size map one way, small the other way, so you're going to get a couple different trail options to get to the other end. Gonna have a timer, and we're just going to stack all 4 maps in a line. So you go from the first one, which is crawling and mud, kind of in a fall setting. We're going to go into winter on the second one, desert run on the third one, and I'm kind of leaning towards the last map being more of an obstacle course, which probably isn't even a good way to describe it, but more man-made obstacles through the course. And well, we'll see how it turns out. I should have hopefully another video up in a few days on this one, now that I've kind of got a premise and an idea of where I'm headed. This is the other side of the trail that I really haven't done anything on. There is almost no snow depth here. I just kind of filled it in so it looks a little bit nicer for the video. And again, to give you all an idea of what the map's going to end up looking like. So probably the next one you'll see from where this road actually ends up and goes, and this is a good place to end it. Upside down. Take it easy, folks.